Coming up on Mountain News at 6, new details about a violent riot at a Southern Kentucky juvenile detention center. Plus, one Eastern Kentucky county is dealing with a problem of missing road signs.
Plus, hot and humid weather continues before we welcome showers and storms back to the forecast yet again for the weekend. I'm tracking the latest as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
And we begin this half hour with the latest on a developing story we've been following out of Pulaski County. We now know 2 teens are dead after a boating crash. The coroner says a boat and a jet ski collided on Lake Cumberland this afternoon. We're told it happened just south of the Woodson Bend boat dock near Braunston. Now, we understand the 2 victims were young. One was 18, the other was only 14. We also understand they were from the northern Kentucky area. The names of those involved have not yet been released yet. We do have a crew at the scene and hope to have much more tonight at 11. After days of searching, a body was found this afternoon at Laurel River Lake. After the London Laurel Rescue Squad searched 8 days, they recovered a body about 130 feet underwater near Marsh Branch Road. The victim was then brought to the surface and turned over to the Laurel County Coroner's Office. The person was reported missing last Friday on the lake near Sulphur Springs Branch. No name has been released yet and no foul play is suspected. We are learning new details about a fire at a Jefferson County juvenile detention facility and a riot at a facility in southern Kentucky. This as Kentucky lawmakers are hearing recommendations in an interim legislative committee. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what lawmakers heard today.
There was a 9-month investigation after several fires at a Jefferson County juvenile facility, an escape of a youth, then a riot several months later at a facility in Adair County.
Using social workers instead of youth workers points to an acute staffing challenge.
The Adair County riot happened after youth were transferred from Louisville.
The 3 youths were not separated because intake staff did not have time for a proper intake and could not identify their affiliations.
In the future, the recommendations are for a new intake system where staff could recognize characteristics of potentially dangerous youth.
The booking system includes areas to identify gang information such as descriptions of tattoos and photographs, but it does not have required fields, is not designed to generate reports, and is used inconsistently.
Lawmakers also heard from the Juvenile Justice Secretary, who pointed to a lot of problems with staffing, but he says it's getting better.
It will take time to get where we need to be on that, and even when we get our numbers up, we're still, we're going to have a lack of experience because we've had so much turnover.
The second part, and this has been talked about over and over again, is that we're seeing a different type of juvenile now come through the system than we did 20 years ago. I mean, we've heard the mention in words of gangs.
Harvey says youth should never be housed in a juvenile facility because that is the only option. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The committee also said Kentucky lawmakers may also want to explore building a hospital just to deal with kids with severe mental problems. One county in the Big Sandy is seeing an alarming problem. County road signs are going missing. WYMT's Jordan Mullins spoke to officials about the recent string of missing or stolen signs.
In Magoffin County, missing road signs have been an issue for some time.
What we've seen sporadically over the past 3 or 4 years is certain signs being picked up or taken, and it's not been something that happens all the time, but 1 or 2 here and there.
But not quite to this extent. Officials say 20 signs have went missing in the past 2 weeks.
We've heard everything from people's doing it for collector's items, or they're doing it as a prank, or they're doing it to take to the scrap yards.
Officials add this is not only an issue for the county, but for first responders after name changes to some roads.
They may have called a road a certain name their whole life, and then when we done the 911 remapping, it got a different name. So when they're out responding to a fire or to an EMS call, they may not know it by that name.
And could prove to be a safety issue.
Seeing that big reflective sign at night with the county road number on it will help them get there that much faster. So taking these signs down are putting lives in danger, for sure.
And officials are still trying to find out who did this and why. In Magoffin County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Magoffin County Judge Executive Matthew Wireman adds if you have any information about who is taking down these road signs, you can call the Magoffin County Sheriff's Office at 606-349-2914.
A couple of downpours still out there at this point, but we continue to dry things out as we head through the rest of this Friday evening. That's to be expected. As we run through the rest of this evening, we'll continue to see the thunderstorms from earlier pushing east of the region. Had briefly a severe thunderstorm warning in parts of Buchanan and Dickinson counties in Virginia. South of Benham now, though, a downpour, and that'll continue pushing into Wise County, the very far northwestern tip of Wise County, and a couple of more downpours over into portions of Floyd County. So that could, I'd say, move south of downtown Pikeville, looks like on that view. There you see 82. They're a little cooler. They've had a couple of downpours today in Pikeville from our Pikeville Medical Center camera. Temperatures, though, region-wide where it's not rained, even in places where it has rained. Hazard, we dropped to 81 earlier, back up to 88 now. Same thing, Jackson, 91, Manchester and Harlan, 92 in Monticello. Factor in a dew point of 72 in Monticello. Feels like 102 in Monticello. 95, it feels like temperature in Williamsburg and Jacksboro. Jonesville as well feels like 97 in Harlan and Manchester. So it's one of those evenings you might want to stay inside. And same thing tomorrow. If you're headed out to the course, not looking so good as we head toward tomorrow with the highs in the upper 80s, mid to upper 80s with scattered storms. Steve, I'll have the details on just when we can see those storms move in a few minutes.
All right, Evan, thanks. Folks in Corbin are remembering the life of a former coach and teacher this evening. Willard Ferris died at his home on Tuesday at the age of 75. Ferris coached several different programs with the Corbin Redhounds, but most probably remember him as an assistant football coach when Corbin had a very successful run, including winning 3 state titles. Part of his story was also included in the movie 23 Blast. The funeral got underway at Corbin Middle School a little more than an hour ago. We have a reporter there, and we'll have much more on how Coach Ferris is being remembered tonight at 11. Police in Clay County need your help finding a man who was last seen in the Manchester area. Darren Robert Lovins was last seen last Friday. He's 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighs about 180 pounds. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Manchester Police Department at 606-598-8411 or message the police department on their Facebook page. Camp Noah is coming to a close in Knott County, but kids did not leave without a very special surprise. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us how organizers and supporters made sure they had something special to take home.
A partnership between Kentucky State Police and Cummins Sales and Service led to 26 bikes delivered to participants at Camp Noah.
They had some bicycles that they would like to donate, so it just kind of, the timing worked out just perfect, and we were able to use it for this need.
Organizers found out the day before, and they decided to keep it as a secret from the kids.
It's hard to keep a secret like that inside.
Once they got the bikes lined up, Gayhart opened the door for the kids, and you could feel the excitement.
When they saw the bikes and stuff, I could tell that they were getting very happy and emotional because they did lose their bikes in the flood.
Many kids knew a surprise may be coming, and the bikes left them
really excited, because I've been asking my parents to buy me one.
The thrill fit goals Gayhart and organizers had for the surprise.
To be able to help and put that smile on that kid's face, and hopefully they get to enjoy them the rest of the summer, and it means something special to us.
Whether in their yard, down a sidewalk, or anywhere they may pedal, more bikes will now be strolling through the area. In Knott County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Camp Noah organizers say kids also received shoes and a Walmart gift card before finishing up the camp. This was just one of several Camp Noahs taking place across the region this summer. A 50-person group from New York is hosting a free concert at a Knott County church on the week of the 1-year anniversary of last July's flood. The concert will be held at Hindman Methodist Church on July 26th at 6 p.m. The group is also planning a cookout to bless the area. The group will be in Hindman for a week through the Reach Global Crisis Response. In Breathitt County, a prayer vigil is set for July 28th for the one-year anniversary of last summer's flooding. The vigil will take place in front of the Breathitt Judicial Center. It's scheduled to begin at noon. One local private school has found a new home. Riverside Christian School in Breathitt County has completed the transaction of acquiring the old Marie Roberts Caney Elementary School and campus. Here are some photos of the document signing this morning. The school, of course, was devastated by flooding not only last year, but the year before that. A new music festival is coming to downtown Hazard next month. The 5 Alarm Festival will take place on August 26th during the Mountain Firefighters Association Annual Fire School. The first part of the festival will be from 5 until 8 as a free family event. The second part will start after 8 as 2 bands will perform, the Bedford Band and Ben Fugit and the Burning Trash Band. For more about this, you can go to our website, WYMT.com.
Coming up, more storms on the way as we head into the weekend. I'm tracking the latest right after this. Stick with us.
WYMT News app offers a